is popular 5-2 and 2-1, but there is opposition in the shape of Woodland Opera.
The trend we noticed yesterday was very much horses that ran and had very hard races. For example, at Cheltenham and at Aintree, the punters steering away from those did best. And Super Sunday, the favourite here, bear in mind, 7th in the Supreme Novice, but he had quite a hard race in finishing 7th. And when you work through them, Woodland Opera didn't go to either of those major festivals. Jessica Harrington, not only has she won 3 of the last 7 runnings of this race, but the last 2 weeks she's operating at nearly a 40% strike rate. Woodland Opera well backed, as is Barden for the UK stable and Nicky Henderson for this Super Sunday. Surely on ratings, he's the one they've all got to try and tackle.
Absolutely, and the burning question, though, we're going to get the inside track from Henry de Bromhead. He's talking to RT Racing.
Well done, Brian. Thank you very much indeed. Yes, Henry, they're all wondering what you think, how Super Sunday is going to run. How hard do you think that race was on him at Cheltenham?
Obviously, like any race in Cheltenham, it would have been tough, but he seems to have recovered well, and he seems in good form.
He won his maiden in very good style, and does he take his races well? Is he a tough type of horse?
Yeah, he does. You know, he like I said, he seems to have come out of Cheltenham well. Obviously, we're stepping up a half a mile, so it'll be interesting to see. Yeah,
he certainly got the class.
Yeah, definitely has that.
Now, 2 non-runners today. Montana Bell doesn't go, nor does Smashing, which we're sorry not to see him run. But you have some interesting runners coming up in Identity Thief and, of course, Sizing John as well. Yeah, we're Sizing John in the Novice Chase tomorrow up against Duvan. And then Identity Thief on Friday in the Big Hurdle. So, yeah, a few nice runners to come. I'm sure you're missing Johnny Burke. Latest word on Johnny? Yeah, I think he's going to be out for a while, and he seems to be coping with it well, and we all wish him well. Talk to you later. Thanks, Henry.
Best wishes to Johnny Burt. The first we got a look at in the paddock was a Keto trained by Shea Barry. Shea's horse is in terrific order. This fella's a 50-1 shot. Now, he hasn't run for a while, not since Fairy House in November, when he was a runner-up to Grecian Tiger. Good runner-up as well. Before that, he'd been placed here in October.
All head let loose ran at Cheltenham. He was no match there in a competitive handicap hurl. He has some good forms. He ran well enough behind his stable companion, or behind Diamond King, who won at Cheltenham afterwards. He has a bit of a squeak here for Sandra Hughes.
And carrying the first colours of Jigginstown, this is Balco de Floss. Brian Cooper rides this fella. He was a course and distance winner in January. He won his maiden here on soft ground. Limitations a bit exposed though at Cheltenham and Aintree.
4 is hard to call. Gordon Elliott's runner here, Barry Geraghty on board. He, under Jack Kennedy, beat Henry Howard at Limerick last time up on maybe a bit more testing ground of this, but he's definitely one with a big shout.
And Moon over Germany is interesting. Davy Russell rides this fella for Edward Harty, son of Germany. Sarah course of Captain Seaby and Foheen. Looks useful. Was a good third behind Sutton Place last time out in graded company, and also behind Boldark at Naas.
Yeah, Super Sunday. We just heard Henry de Bromhead talk about him. He filled you in on his chances here. 7 is Val de Ferbe. We'll get a look at him now in 2 shakes.
Val de Ferbe is interesting. Was trained by William Mullins until this season. His owner, Andrew Heffernan, has him now. He won a Poe as a 4-year-old. He's a 7-year-old now. He's runner-up in the Prix Labarca for Willie at O'Toy last May. So you can fancy him on his form.
Yeah, and 2 good recent runs as well, too, for Andy Mack. 8 is Woodland Opera. If he could put a couple of moderate runs behind him, he was a very smart bumper horse and very impressive when he won his hurl race. I think he's a big shout.
And he's been operated on as well for his win, so that's pretty interesting. Barden is number 9. Paul Townend rides for Nicky Henderson. And 5th last time out at Cheltenham behind Yanworth, beaten quite a long way, over 30 lengths in fact. And he was a winner with Derek O'Connor when he won his point-to-point at Bartlemy last May.
And Gars Labine for Sue Bramwell. This fella was no match the last time up for Candlestick at Fairy House at our Easter meeting. He was third to Vigil at Naas. Vigil won well on the day, horse of Dermot Wells, but he did run as if he would win a race pretty soon.
And they're on their way in the Louis Fitzgerald Hotel hurdle, making their way towards the first flight. And All Hell Let Loose is the leader, followed by Val de Ferbe. Towards the outside is Garbardine, and they're followed over by Woodland Opera. Then Super Sunday, the favourite, racing alongside Balco de Flo. On their outside, just a little hidden at the moment, the grey Baden. As they come down to flight number 2, All Hell Let Loose over from Val de Ferbe. On the outside is Garbardine. They're followed by Balco de Flo, Woodland Opera in the blue colours on the inside. Then Super Sunday, Baden is next, Moon over Germany, then Hard to Call, and they're followed by Maria as they swing into the straight. Bringing up the rear in the early stages is Akito, running down the straight towards flight number 3, and All Hell Let Loose leads from Valdeferbe. Garbardine on the outside, and then comes Balco de Flo, Super Sunday and Baden. Woodland Opera is next, and then Hard to Call, Moon Over Germany and Maria. All Hell Let Loose, not that fluid there, but it holds the lead from Valdeferbe. In second and third place is Garbardine, and they're followed by Balco de Flo, then the Grey Baden, Woodland Opera, the rails, then Super Sunday, Moon Over Germany, just ahead of Hard to Call, Maria, and bringing up the rear is Akito as they go up the hill towards the 4th. And our leader is still All Hell Let Loose, Valdeferbe, under Mark Walsh in second, then comes Garbardine, followed by Balco de Flo, Woodland Opera on his inside, then Baden, then Super Sunday, green and yellow colours with the red cap, Noel Feely. They're followed towards the inside by Moon Over Germany, and behind Moon Over Germany as they head towards the 5th flight is Hard to Call. Maria is next, and Akito is the back marker. All safely over and about to run down the hill towards number 5, All Hell Let Loose, and David Mullins out in front, followed in second place as they round the turn by Valdeferbe. Then comes Garbardine on the outside of Balco de Flo. Woodland Opera tracks the leaders on the inside of Super Sunday, then Baden and Moon Over Germany and Hard to Call, Maria, and a few lengths to Akito at the back of the field. At the 5th, All Hell Let Loose from Valdeferbe, Balco de Flo into third. They're followed by Garbardine, Super Sunday not far behind these with Woodland Opera, and then Moon Over Germany and Baden and Hard to Call, Maria, and finally Akito. Starting down the far side with another 5 hurls to jump. All Hell Let Loose, leading by just over 2 lengths to Valdeferbe. Balco de Flo is third. On the outside is Garbardine, then Super Sunday with Woodland Opera on his inside. Bardine is next, and behind these is Moon Over Germany and then Hard to Call. At this one, All Hell Let Loose skips over it. Valdeferbe is in second, and they're followed in third by Balco de Flo, then Super Sunday improving. Garbardine towards the outside, and they're followed by Woodland Opera, who's on the inside, then the green and white colours of Moon Over Germany making a bit of ground. Baden is next, and after these is Hard to Call as they race off the back straight with 3 left to jump. And All Hell Let Loose, Valdeferbe close in second, Balco de Flo just behind them, Woodland Opera on the rails, Super Sunday around the outside, Moon Over Germany tracks them, Baden making an effort to get back into it, and then comes Hard to Call. Maria is next, Akito is next, and Garbardine is dropped away to be last. Coming up towards 3 out, All Hell Let Loose, Valdeferbe, Super Sunday on the outside as they run now towards the second last. And it's still All Let Loose with Valdeferbe alongside. Super Sunday coming there well on the outside, and then comes Woodland Opera as they clear 2 out. All Hell Let Loose, narrow lead from Valdeferbe. Super Sunday's in third, then Woodland Opera, Baden, Moon Over Germany. Balco de Flo has dropped away as they come around the home turn. It's still All Hell Let Loose, Valdeferbe second, Super Sunday in 3, Baden the grey on the outside, Woodland Opera, Moon Over Germany on the inside making ground and looking for room as they come down towards the final flight now. All Hell Let Loose, Baden on the outside, Moon Over Germany on the inner, Super Sunday bang there with the red cap as they come to the final flight. Baden has come there on the outside, the grey, Woodland Opera the danger in second, Super Sunday lands a bit flat-footed, then Moon Over Germany as they race into the closing stages. Woodland Opera forges ahead from Baden and Super Sunday. Valdeferbe is trying to get back on the near side as they race up to the line. It's Woodland Opera who wins it under Robbie Power. Valdeferbe just second from Baden. Super Sunday is next, and then came All Hell Let Loose, Moon Over Germany clear of Balco de Flo, Hard to Call, Maria, Akito and Garbardine. So Jessica Harrington wins this race for the second year running. Victory this time for Woodland Opera, ridden by Robbie Power.
Well, a great result for Jesse Harrington and for Robbie Power, but even a better result for the Cooper family, who have had this family all their lives. They had the good mare Opera Hat with their John Fowler, and now they have this very good son of hers, Woodland Opera, who's a smashing horse by Robin Deschamps. He kept at it well, pulled around the outside. Robbie thought Baden and Paul Townend was coming with a win and run there. 4 horses very close together. But what a race Andy Mack's horses run, Val de Ferbe for Andy Heffernan, because he's run back to be second, having looked well held at the last there. He's only 5th. But Woodland Opera, once Robbie Power gets the stick out in his left hand, gets a couple of smacks into him, he quickens up well to go by Baden. Super Sunday's battling well, all head let loose is run a cracker, and so is Moon Over Germany. But it's Andy Mack's horse who runs back best of all to be second. But the winner was a good winner, a clear-cut winner. Got a lovely ride off of Robbie Mack. He comes around him. They've got a nice gallop up in front without going mad, and they quickened up well. This fella found that bit more. He's plenty of pace out of that great mare Opera Hat by Robin Deschamps. I thought Paul Townend had delivered his challenge well on the grey Baden, but Andy Mack or Robbie Power comes around him and wins well, gets out with his left hand, gets a couple of smacks into him. Jesse's horses are on fire. This horse, as Robert Hall mentioned, got a wind operation since he last ran, and it's obviously helped him. He 2 very moderate runs when you consider how good he was earlier on. It has put him right, and he's come back and won nicely. Don't exactly know what he'd done, whether he had a soft palate or a trapped epiglottis or what he had, but whatever he got done to him, definitely brought it back to his best, and he's come and won well here. And plus, the Jesse's horses are absolutely on fire. Tom said earlier on that she had a 40% strike rate in the last month or 5 weeks. Well, that's even gone up since. She had a couple of winners at Gordon and big feature race.